That's what I assumed. You know, they had me. If you don't know, now you know. Okay. If that's not black excellence, I don't even know what to say. Like, what it is, what it ain't, it's your girl AMBRE ALERTT, and I am back with another video. In today's video, we are going to be talking about Notorious B.I.G, okay? One of my favorite rappers of all time. We are going to talk about something about Biggie that hasn't really been talked about a lot. In my opinion, it hasn't been talked about a lot, and I'm just glad to be here to talk about it. Ready to talk a little bit more about Biggie Smalls, B.I.G. Then let's get into the video right now. Make sure that you like, comment down below, and subscribe to this channel. You never know when I'm gonna drop a video unless you're subscribed. Make sure that you hit the bell so you know when I'm doing a video. Also support my natural hair care business. My EMPRESS boxes are on sale right now, so you can get like a hair bundle, all products. I'll put a picture right here so you can see. But yes, I have things on sale every month, every couple of weeks on my business, so make sure you support me. The link will be in the description box as usual. So let's go. We all know Biggie Smalls. He was one of the greatest rappers of all time to come out of Brooklyn. It's amazing. I was actually listening to his music yesterday, and you know, I listen to it a lot because I can see the raw talent that he has, and it's very inspiring. Just me being from the East Coast as well, I love when he says anything about DC, him coming to DC. Like, people from DC really love Biggie, and he was just such a good influence on the hip-hop culture, and he helps cultivate what hip-hop is today. What we're going to be talking about in this video is the car accident that he got into. So I just recently saw an interview, and it was with Charlie Baltimore, the female rapper, talking about her car accident experience. And I remember, I don't know if it was last year, but maybe 2 years ago, she was on a show. It was Growing Up Hip Hop. I think it was New York. And she was on the season with her daughter because her daughter is being a DJ. And her daughter looks just like her. And I remember watching the show, and I guess they had some issues between them, but that's besides the point. She was talking about her accident on the TV show and how she broke her ankle in a couple of places, and she had to undergo physical therapy, and you know how hard it was for her to bounce back from that. She actually said that Biggie was in the car too, and Lil C's Biggie's best friend. So I was like, word, like, this was the same accident? Y'all was all in the same accident? So she talked a little bit about her experience in the accident. She talked about Biggie, and she talked about him, and she said that he broke his leg in a couple of places, and he was in the hospital for months, like 2 to 3 months, undergoing physical therapy. And she said he had to get a rod in his leg. I was like, what? I was like, what? And that's why he was walking around with a cane. I thought, like, honestly, y'all, this whole time, I thought the cane was a part of an aesthetic. I think I knew a little bit about the accident, maybe from the movie. Maybe there was like a clip of the car accident, but it wasn't something that was put in the movie that was that important. You know, they didn't make it as important as I feel like it is. I just remember seeing murals of Biggie and him sitting down in a chair, in like a king chair, and he had the cane with him. Maybe, you know, his people or his PR people made it look like it was just a style thing. That's what I assumed. You know, they had me, you know, because I assumed that it was just like a style thing. It was just, you know, a part of his image, him having the cane, him being cool. People call him Big Papa, like a pimp, like something. Y'all know what I mean. I thought that's what it was for, so I had no idea that he was really injured from this accident. Apparently, you know, what she said was right, because I watched an interview with Lil C's as well, and he was saying that he was the one that was driving. And, you know, Charlie Baltimore said that he wasn't the best driver. And Lil C's actually said that he didn't even want to drive because the brakes on the car weren't working properly. And he said that they had got arrested like the day before, and they had to get a rental car because their car, you know, got taken or whatever. So they had to get a rental car, and the rental car brakes wasn't working. And he was telling Big, like, I don't want to drive, like, I don't know about this, I don't want to drive. And Biggie was like, let's just drive anyway. And then the accident happened, of course. Lil C's, I think he lost all his teeth. Biggie, his leg was impaled in the car accident, and he broke it in several places, so he had to get a rod in. And, you know, at the time of the accident, I feel like he was still, you know, big, like 300 and something pounds. So he had to stay in the hospital for months because of his size. It was hard for them to put the rod in his leg, and it was hard for him to do physical therapy because he was so big. Oh my God. And of course, it just makes me think, you know, about my own accident, because I was in a car accident, and, you know, I have a rod in my leg too. So I was just like, thinking about it, like, why didn't we notice? You know what I mean? Like, I was surprised to find out that he got that injured in a car accident. And then I remember in scenes in Notorious where when he had came out to LA, and he had the cane, and he had like an album release party for Life After Death, and he was sitting in the club, he was sitting down the whole time with the cane. Like, damn, he couldn't really like enjoy, you know, his success because he was still recovering from a really bad accident. And this accident happened September the 13th. I think it was 1996. Tupac was killed on September the 13th, 1996. So that's when the accident happened. And during the months of Biggie being in the hospital, he actually wrote Life After Death and pre-recorded it, or, you know, listened to some beats to, you know, see which beat would go with which song. So he was working those whole 2 to 3 months. And in the article that I read, which I will link below, he talked about the difference in the albums between Ready to Die and Life After Death. And he basically was saying, like, Ready to Die, I was more angry, I was still talking about being in the streets, I was going through stuff with my relationship, I was going through stuff with my mom. So, you know, he had a lot of anger and pain and Ready to Die. And, you know, he talked about a lot of the problems that was like eating him up inside, and hence, you know, Ready to Die. And he also talked about, you know, the meaning of life after death. And it really makes sense that that's the name of the album, because of the accident and because he underwent a traumatic, life-changing experience. Because he didn't die, you know, it's kind of like he's still living. It's like living after you face death, or living after you see death, living after you experience trauma so fatal but you don't die. So that's kind of like what life after death is and what it's about. So I think that that's interesting, because I think that a lot of people thought that he was kind of prophesizing his own death, naming it, you know, Life After Death. And I don't, clearly that's not the case. He also talked about in the interview that, you know, he was wilding before the accident. He was wilding, he was doing too much, he was drinking, he was smoking too much, he was having sex with too many women, and he wasn't doing what he was supposed to do. And he was saying like how, you know, he, you know, being in the hospital made him really just sit with himself and just think about what he was doing before and what he has to do now. And, you know, it made me sad to see him mention that he wanted to see his kids grow up, and he wanted to go to his daughter's wedding, and he wanted to see his son get married, because, you know, soon, you know, after the accident, he actually passed away. I thought that was really sad. And I also listened to the song Long Kiss Goodnight, where he mentioned things about the accident. And, whew, I mean, it was like ripping a Band-Aid off. Like, that was like how he said things in the accident. He blamed Lil C's in the song. He basically, what was the lyrics? He said, "You still tickle me. I understood Oh God, I'm wrong already. You still tickle me. I used to be as strong as Ripple B till Lil C's cripple me. So that was the line that everybody was like, oh, like what? And he blamed Lil C's for the accident. I don't honestly me. I don't know what I would have done. I don't know if I would have been friends with him no more. I mean, he did get injured in the accident as well, but and that was his friend from like from young. So I don't know, but that's difficult. That's very difficult. He mentioned something also too about Lil Caesar's teeth being gone in the song. So I was like, whoa, what the fuck? I mean, when you're recovering from an accident, you go through those motions. You know what I'm saying? As I can't imagine knowing who did something to you. You know what I'm saying? If you know who did it, and I can't imagine hurting somebody like that and feeling that amount of guilt. And then I can't also imagine like being the person that got hurt and knowing who did it, and it's not even just a stranger, it's not somebody that you would clearly just pop right in the face. It's a friend, it's somebody that you've seen constantly, time and time again, like over and over again. So I don't know, but I understand why he said what he said, because he was mad. Who wouldn't be mad? Like, he said he used to be as strong as Ripple B till Lil C's cripple me. I mean, it's kind of messed up to say, but it's true. At the same time, I do feel like they both played a role in the accident. Like, he did say, hey, I don't want to drive. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to be like, all right, that's cool. Let's just find some other way. I hope he was able to forgive him moving forward, because if it wasn't for the accident, he probably would have been living the same, living foul. You feel me? So I hope that he was able to forgive him and move on before he died. But I know that that's something that always, just made him upset. So I do feel bad about that part. But I was wondering, did he write a song about what happened? And he did. So, and the overall song is fire. That's probably one of the best songs on the damn album, is that song. That and Hypnotize. And what's the other song? Sky's the Limit. I think that's on there too. That's probably the best song on there as far as like lyrically and just popping hood flavor. Like, it's just so good. Oh my God. But yeah, I really just wanted to make this video to let y'all know that Biggie was injured in a car accident. He had a metal rod in his leg, and that's why he was walking around with that cane. It was made a part of his image, I guess, to make him look cool. And it worked, because I believed it. I feel like publicists and people like that, they just want you to cover up so much. And, he didn't. He let it all hang out in the song. Why not, just talk about it? That's why I like reading the article, and seeing that he was changing his mindset, at least that he would never went to LA and just like lay low and and just focused on recovery. Men, they deal with pain a lot differently than women. Like, after the accident, I didn't even want to leave the house. I'm trying to tell you, I was so scared. Like, so I don't know how he was able to be like, you know what, I gotta go to LA. Like, his album is dope. The album is dope, but it's ways that he could have did it where he didn't have to do that. But that's just my thoughts on the accident. And I love Biggie Smalls. Rest in peace to Big. Thank you for the music. Thank you for the legacy that you've created. I wish you could have had more time, a lot more time, to see your kids grow up. His daughter is pregnant, about to have a baby, so congratulations to her. Like, I think that this story is very important because it does show strength. Like, even when people, people probably told him, like, don't go to LA, don't do that, but he went anyway. The accident, it made him stronger, and that's why I was more shocked to hear about it. I think it's important to talk about trauma and talk about things like this because it's very relatable. I mean, having a rod in your leg. It's very difficult. Like, I know it's very difficult. It can be very painful at times, and you know, it's a process. You know, you gotta really, you know, spend a lot of time with yourself and soul search and change your life. And I think I had a similar experience about just wanting things to change and doing better, not doing things the way I was doing before. So this story is cool. So make sure that you guys like, comment below your thoughts, and subscribe to this channel. It's Ombre Alert, okay? Make sure that you are staying tuned for the videos. The next video is going to be off the hook, okay? It's going to be off the hook, okay? So just stay tuned. Stay tuned, okay? I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.